Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Talking Sports Podcast. I am your host, JD, and I got my brother with me, of course, Jeremiah. Welcome,
Yo,
welcome back. We are here with a championship edition of the podcast today. As we're recording this, it is Sunday, um, and we've got the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship today. Two good games for great teams this season. So before we get into that, I just want to remind you all to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. We hit 100. We're on our way to 200, 500, 1,000, a million. We are on our way. And so we are so excited. Continue to like up the videos, comment, so that the interactions can continue to flow for us. We are definitely appreciate it. Um, but quick hits today before we get into our main topic. Indiana Hoosiers completed their incredible season comeback story for this team's organization in Indiana, just being one of the worst teams in college football ever to now completing this season 16-0, winning the national championship against Miami. It was a really good game. Jeremiah, did you get a chance to watch the game?
yes, yeah, I did. It was incredible. I mean, all the playoff games are good. It was just a shock to see Miami go that far. But just like all year, Indiana's been the best team, and they proved it. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we kind of saw glimpses of it last year. They, making it um to the playoff and losing to Notre Dame, um, who ended up, obviously representing in the championship game as well. So we kind of saw flashes, and the next year they just continued their success, and they won it all. So shout out Indiana for sure. Um, any other quick hits in the sports world right now? We'll talk coaches. We'll talk coaches a little bit later on, but let's get right into it, man. AFC Championship game, 3 o'clock EST, as you know, as we're recording this today. Uh, Patriots versus Broncos. And this is a classic AFC matchup. We saw these teams face off against each other some years ago. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, we know about these teams, and so now it's the new iteration of these franchises, and they're back. They're back for glory, and they're trying to stake their claim for the championship to get to the Super Bowl. Jeremiah, what are you expecting from this game today?
honestly, expecting a low-scoring defensive battle. I think these teams both deserve to be here. I think they've proven that they um, are deserved to be here in the regular season through their play, through their success and what they've accomplished. I think it's going to be a battle. I think it's going to be a battle. Um, it's always hard to play in Mile High Stadium uh,
Yeah.
in Denver, but yeah, I think it's going to be a battle. I'm expecting a lot of defensive. Um, I would say just a defensive pounding from either team.
Yeah.
I think both teams, honestly. So, but I'm excited to see how much the Jared Stidham quarterback play is going to affect the Denver Broncos offense.
Yeah, no, that's definitely going to be key. Jared Stidham obviously taking over the reins of the team after the Bo Nix injury last week. Um, in a great game against the Bills. Unfortunately, one of the last plays of the game, um, broke a bone in his ankle, and it didn't look like it was anything bad. It turns out Sean Payton after the game at press conference just told everybody that he had broken a bone in his ankle and would be out for the rest of the season. So it is unfortunate. The guy has been healthy for the 2 years that he's been in the league. And honestly, from what I can remember, I don't ever think he ever got injured in college. If I can just thinking about it, um, but unfortunate circumstances for him. But the team advances, and Jarrett Stidham is going to be the quarterback. He's 29 years old, so he's a backup, yes, but he's been in the league for a while. He was actually drafted by the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. So uh, very familiar with that organization that he's going to be going against. Obviously, it's a new regime, new coaches, new players, and stuff. So um, from when he was there, but um, he's not a rookie. He's not. Um, honestly, I think he's been in the league 7 years. I think they said. So he's been in the NFL and he knows the system. He's been in the system a while. Sean Payton wanted him as the backup, and I think that makes a difference. He's not new to the team, so he knows what he's doing. Now, will that amount to anything? We don't really know because he hasn't thrown a pass in 2 years. So, you know, will there be rust there? Obviously, he's had a week of practice with the team, knowing that he's going to be quarterback from last week. But having not thrown an NFL pass in a game for 2 years, this is only his, I think, fourth start of his career. Um, it's going to be difficult. And the Patriots defense has been playing very, very well. But Jeremiah, I did want to ask you because the two teams, and this can be said all throughout the season for the Patriots, they haven't really played anybody. And yes, the matchups for the playoffs have kind of ratcheted up a little bit. Caliber of teams ratcheted up, but when you think about who they played, you can still make a point to say that they still haven't really played anybody of high caliber. Chargers 16-3. Herbert, no offensive line, very mediocre offense. Defense okay, but still not really a top echelon defense. And then flip that, the Texans, their next game, great defense, but we know that the Houston offense was terrible, and CJ Stroud didn't play any good football these playoffs. He had 9 turnovers in the 2 games that he played. So yes, the defense was good, but the Houston offense just could not do anything. And so now when you're going against a great defense and an offensive mind in Sean Payton, yes, you're going against
Yeah.
Jarrett Stidham, but is there any difference in what you can see from game to game based on what we've seen before with the Patriots?
Um, Honestly, made a difference. I'm not sure. I don't. I'd be careful to say there is or there isn't. I just feel like, um, I mean, the take is true. They haven't played much of anybody. Anybody of true quality, anybody with a healthy quarterback, anybody that's, um, I guess, anybody else that we thought would be Super Bowl material. However, you also have to give them credit for that because we've seen teams who play down to their opponent, who
Yeah, very
play
true.
teams that struggle, and they ended up struggling as well. And so they haven't had they haven't had any late game collapses. They haven't had any, like I said, playing down the competition. And so I think that's just as important as a conversation, of their strength of schedule and
Yeah.
the teams that they faced. Uh, and that's important. But not having a huge test. I mean, I think what the Texans. We say the Texans has probably been the best team they faced.
Defensively, definitely.
Yeah,
So yeah, I would say so.
and that's that offense, the Texans offense was something to see. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's important just to say that they have beaten who's been in front of them, and
yeah, yeah.
they haven't struggled. Um, but just as far as a true test, I don't know if we've really seen it. I mean, I think the Texans defense has made that the closest. But regardless, I mean, I still think even if they were to play some of the better AFC or NFC teams in the regular season, I still think they would have won. If not, the games would have been very close.
Yeah, I can see that. I think this team specifically, you can really um you can really say that this team is very well coached.
Yeah,
Mike Vrabel, obviously coming from Tennessee, being a Patriot himself, winning Super Bowls with the Patriots as a player, linebacker.
yeah.
Very smart, very intelligent. Um, the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, his name is eluding me right now. Mc,
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels. Yes,
Yeah,
I thought it was McDaniels, but I couldn't. I wanted to say Sean for some reason,
I
but
was new for a second.
Josh, yes, Josh McDaniels
Yes,
obviously was offensive coordinator for the Patriots. When Brady was there. So these are great coaches, winning coaches, players who have coaches who have been there, done that, and I think that's been the key for this team, honestly. McDaniels and Vrabel are in the running for coach of the year, assistant coach of the year, things like that. So it really shows that this team is well coached. And like you mentioned, when you don't uh, play down to your competition, that shows a very, very well coached and disciplined team. And we know Vrabel is very, very disciplined as a leader of the linebacker group, leader of the defense. You have to be disciplined. So, and we've seen that from a lot of his teams that he's coached. That's just been his MO. But uh, honestly, I mean it's going to be more of the same. We're going to see a defensive team that they're going against in the Broncos and an offense that very well may struggle. And the only difference is now they're on the road. The two games that they had previously, as being the two seed, they've been at home, and that's been important. Do you think the road game now for the AFC Championship game is going to play into a factor?
I do not. And the reason why I don't is because the Patriots are 8-0 on the road. Um, and they've proven they can beat.
What? Hold on. Let me cut you off. That's two games against. That's a game against the
Yes,
Jets.
of
That's a
course.
game against. I mean, they beat the Bills. Yes.
Yes,
Game against Miami.
yes. The division is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it was bad when Brady was there, and it's still bad now. So I mean, the
Very true.
division is what it is. But and they're also 7-1 against the spread, and I think that's another reason why it's important. This team, listen, has the schedule been soft? Yes, it has.
Yeah, it
But
has.
are they a fake team? I don't think so. I think they're for real. I think they understand what they have to do when they're going into an opposing stadium and understand that this team does not have their quarterback. The
Yeah.
Broncos, they do not have the person that's been leading them throughout this season, with Bo Nix being injured, like you mentioned. So I think they're going to have all the momentum. I think they're going to have all the energy. Obviously, the crowd will be against them, but it'd be easy to silence the crowd if you start fast, which I think they will. And so, whether they start on defense or offense, I just feel like Patriots are going to come out and show everybody who they are. They deserve to be here, and I think they're probably going to go 9-0 on the road.
Let's continue the conversation about the Patriots because Drake May, their quarterback, obviously is in MVP conversations. He's been fantastic this season, but in the playoffs, this is his first season in the playoffs. He hasn't really done a whole lot. He hasn't. Um, played very well against the Texans. He turned the ball over as well. The offensive line has had some struggles. Does does Drake May need to have an MVP performance in this game for them to win?
I think so. And the reason why I believe so is because Broncos defense is no joke as well. Just like every defense, they have their weak spots, but as a whole, as a collective, you got ball hawks on that team. You've got great run stoppers on that team. So I think I think he will need to have it, but I just feel like he's going to have a lot of opportunities to be on offense, which is going to make
Mhm.
it easier
Okay, I can
for
see that.
him and the offense to somehow get going. Because if the Broncos offense can't stay on the field, it'll be easier for Patriots defense to try switch it up, go through the playbook, you know, the game, basically make the Broncos play their game. Um, and so, say I like to say, I think he will have an elite MVP level game at quarterback. I think he's going to have a high passer rating. I think I'm not really expecting any turnovers from him. Um, should have a lot of completions, but the balance of the Patriots offense, and this is why I think they've just been the best team in the AFC, is because you've got two great running backs coming out of the backfield.
Yeah,
If
that's a
if
good point.
if they keep the balance of run pass, I mean, I think each game they've had the same amount of runs and passes, probably about 25, 30 each,
Mm.
for running and passing. And so if they keep that up, man, I don't think he necessarily has to have an MVP level game, but I think he will. I think today's the day he's going to show you why he's the MVP candidate.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be more the same. I think it's gonna be like I think it's gonna be a defensive game. I don't think either quarterback is gonna play well. I don't know what the weather's like. I don't know if it's like snowing in Colorado or anything, but um, I just I see more of the same, and I don't see him putting it together. Not against this defense. If I don't know which defense is better, I would probably say Houston's defense is probably a little bit better overall, but this Broncos defense leads the league in sacks. We know they have PS2, in the secondary, and he's probably gonna be. I don't know if he's gonna be on Booty or if he's gonna be on Diggs, but either way, that's getting shut down. So they're gonna have to run the ball. They're gonna have to utilize the tight ends. It's gonna be a lot of screens probably. I just don't see it with the offensive line struggles that the Patriots have had. I just don't see him. I mean, obviously, somebody could, take a slant, you know, 80 yards or whatever, or a screen, can break loose. But um, I don't see an MVP for performance from him. Not today. Maybe in the Super Bowl if they make it against, the Rams or somebody. But um, in this game, I think both teams are gonna run the ball, um, defensive battle. I could probably see two turnovers from each quarterback. I think it's gonna be an ugly game. Uh, but that's just me. But let's talk about the Broncos. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, really quick. Let me
Yeah.
add Matt Collins was activated today
Yes, I did see that.
for the Patriots. That gives Drake May another weapon um, on
Yeah.
offense, which I think will help kind of move the ball around. Um, something else too is that the weak spot of the Broncos defense is their run defense. Allowed 118 yards, I think, averaging, which is 16th in the NFL. It's not great, and Drake May can run, and so you
It's true.
consider
It
what he
is
has,
true.
two backs coming out of the backfield along with his legs too. If a play's broken down, he can run and get a couple yards. So I just think it's a perfect situation for the Patriots offense. Um, but I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, no, we definitely will. So from the Broncos' perspective, they're at home. They're number one seed. They had a great game against the Bills, a showdown, um, barely edging out Josh Allen and the Bills, um, taking their heart literally, figuratively. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
and so how I guess I'll answer the question first, but um, how I guess how devastating is the injury for Bo Nix? I mean, he's been the leader for 2 years. Um, I think the defense, again, the defense has been carrying all season, honestly, and I think that's going to be more of the same. They're gonna have to get pressure on the quarterback. I think they're gonna have to score. I think you're gonna have to see some special teams play, defensive touchdown potentially, uh, a scoop and score, something like that. That really like gives the team momentum because if the offense struggles, they can't run the ball. I think J.K. Dobbins is ruled out, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Um, if they can't run the ball as well, and if Stidham struggles, defense is going to struggle too. Because like you said, they can't be out on the field for 90 plays.
Yep.
They're going to have to get off the field. Offense is going to have to do something. Um, they're going to have to get a lead at some point somehow.
Yeah.
So it's going to be it's going to be difficult. It's just a wild card. You don't know what you're going to get from Stidham, and so it's like what what do you expect? And so defense is going to have to carry. But how, in your opinion, how can the Broncos win the AFC Championship today?
Well, I think you have to, as best as you can, start the game well. I think if you start out slow and cold and um, rusty, which Stidham probably will, it's going to be tough to come back. Um, you're at home. You want to be able to dictate the tempo, and so if Broncos can do that, which I fully expect Sean Payton to do, um, I think that's a good start. Now the second half of that is um, you have to depend heavily on your pass rush. Like you mentioned, they have one of the
Yeah.
best pass rushes in the league. 68 sacks, and they're only allowing 18 points per game. That has to continue. That has to stay the same today if you have any shot of winning.
Yeah, you can't go over 20 points. You
Yes,
can't if you give up 20, I think that's a wrap.
I agree. Fully agree. So depend on your pass rush. Start the game very well. You've got to minimize Stidham's mistakes. Again, if there's any coach that can do it, especially this season, Sean Payton.
Yeah.
He's had that offense pretty much playing mistake-free football, besides a couple here and there. Um, and so I think with the experience and leadership of Sean Payton, I think with the incredible pass rush, and I think with um, the home field, the crowd, I think those will play a big factor into the game. Now, you start the game bad, Patriots get out hot, they get a kick return, they get a punt return, so something happens. Um, I don't think that's going to end very well for the Broncos, and I think it could go downhill very quickly.
Yeah, you gotta keep it close to the
Yeah.
fourth quarter. If not, if you get into a 14-3 game where Jared Stidham has to, air it out and you know, kind of be the guy and kind of get one dimensional a little bit, it's gonna be tough. Yeah. Yeah. So we've given our keys. You talked about each team. Now we're gonna give our predictions. Who you got? Score and why.
Scoring why? Like we mentioned, both defenses are pretty much incredible for these teams. Um, Patriots allowing 19 points, Broncos allowing 18 points. I just feel like the loss and really the loss of versatility from Bo Nix is going to hurt the Broncos. A lot of those games that the Broncos won was because it was 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and Bo would run and get the first down. I mean, it was just and
That's very true.
there were set plays. They were designed play calling for that to happen. Um, I just feel like
That's how they beat the Chiefs the first time. It was 3rd and 15, 3rd and 14, and
exactly.
Bo Nix threw a strike. So
Yep. I just feel like the loss of Bo Nix will weigh too much on Sean Payton to not have his guy. I've got the Patriots, and I feel like as well the fact that they are missing their QB. I think they're going to score maybe a touchdown less than what they average. I think they're averaging 23. Um, I've got the Patriots 21-17. I think the loss of Bo Nix is going to be too much for them. I think the Patriots are going to have a lot of attempts and a lot of minutes on offense to try and win the game. So I got Patriots 21-17.
yeah, that's a good score. Um,
I kind of want to go 14, but I'm going to give them a field goal. I'll give them a field goal.
okay, okay. Um, Man, you know what? This is gonna be a defensive game.
Yeah.
Um, for some reason, and honestly, I picked I picked for our show with Mike. Shout out Mike. Hey Mike, by the way, caveat, tangent. I haven't forgot about the jersey. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
And I
we were
got you.
wondering. We were
Yeah.
waiting.
No, no, no. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. But I did say that the Super Bowl would be Rams versus Broncos, best offense versus best defense.
Yep.
And not to spoil my next pick for the NFC Championship game, but I'm sticking with give me the Broncos in the upset. Give me the Broncos, and I'll tell you why. Home field, number one. And for some reason, I just feel like Sean Payton has been manifesting this all season long. In the offseason, he said this team can win the Super Bowl. And obviously, Bo Nix is a big part of that because he's the quarterback. He's the orchestrator of the whole offense. But like you mentioned, if anybody can have a backup quarterback come into a situation to where they can be ready. Sean Payton can do it. We've seen it in stints when he was with New Orleans, like coming in with Taysom Hill, coming in with Jameis Winston. Like he prepares the whole team for what he needs and what he calls, and him calling the plays is going to be important because he's going to set up Jarrett Stidham and put him in a position to succeed. And obviously, he knows his quarterback. That's his guy. He brought him in for moments like this, I would say. And the defense, honestly, I think the defense is going to be stifling. They know that it's up to them. They know it. I could see a pick six. I could see a fumble six. Um, you know, special teams. I think the kicker is going to be very important in this game. So give me the Broncos upsetting the Patriots. Um, I see them getting one touchdown and four field goals. Jarrett Stidham, I think he still doesn't have a good game. I could see him throwing a pick or two because the Patriots defense is good. So let's see, 17 and what, four field goals, 12. Uh, 19, 16 Broncos with a 50 plus yard field goal at the wire to end it. That's my score prediction. Um, the defense and running the ball, timely first downs. Um, they hold them under 20 points, and I think that's going to be the key for winning. So give me Broncos 19-16.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that. was the situation and if that was the score. Um, Sean Payton is, I've been on record saying he's been the best coach um, this season, and I think the most experienced coach in the playoffs. I said that at the start of the playoffs. I still say that now. So I wouldn't be surprised at all. Um, just a quick, I guess, fact. At kickoff of this game, it's going to be, I think, 20 degrees
Okay.
in Denver. And I think some precipitation is supposed to come later in the evening as well. So we'll see how that plays a factor. I think it'll look similar to the Patriots Texans game. Saw that was a nasty, you know,
Yeah.
high turnover game. So I could definitely see that happen.
Yeah, and one more thing, the reason why I'm picking the Broncos too is the close games, the one score games. We've seen this previously years past with the Chiefs. When you have that mentality that you can win close games and you actually do win those close games, you don't get flustered.
Yeah,
And again, I know Bo Nix was the orchestrator of those offenses coming back when those close games, not turning the ball over, getting those first downs and things like that when needed. But I just think it flows throughout the whole team and gives that whole team confidence, whether it's a stop or a score. Um, and again, I think the kicking game, special teams is going to be very, very important. Getting getting the Broncos in good field position, not having to do too much to score, get those field goals. Um, and ultimately, I just think the defense is going to be a little bit too much um, for for the Patriots. So now again, I can see a world where the Patriots blow them out. Um, but I don't see it happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great segment on that. Remember, let us know in the comments who do you guys have in this first AFC Championship game. Patriots and Denver Broncos. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus St. Louis St. Louis Rams. Showing my age a little bit.
A little
LA
bit.
Rams.
Yeah.
Um, this is going to be another good one. These two
Yeah.
teams faced off in the regular season. They split. I think it was Rams won first, and then Seahawks won in overtime in the second game, which was one of the best games of the season. Um,
I think it was best game of the season.
yeah, I think so too. It was incredible. Seattle has number one seed, so they'll be playing at home. The Rams have been on the road, um, beating Carolina, and so they kind of understand how this works. They have the experience of Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. What are your keys for this game?
I think the key is one key, Sam Darnold. He's the X factor for the whole game.
Yeah,
If he comes out turning the ball over, if he's seeing ghosts like like he has previously, then I think the Rams will win.
yeah,
But if we see Sam Darnold that we saw in the last game that they won, just sling the ball all over the field, putting up points, then I think it'll be a different story. I don't think the Rams defense is gonna be. I don't know. It's so weird because when they played, both games were completely different. They were one
yeah,
was a defensive game, one was an offensive game, and so
yeah,
it don't know really what to expect. But Sam Darnold is the key. If he's turning the ball over, then I can say in confidence that the Rams will win. But if not, then the Seahawks could win because the mix of they already have an amazing defense. And so if they're getting the offense on top of that, it seems unbeatable. And we saw it last week against the 49ers. And yes, the 49ers were uh you could say that they were lucky to be there. beating the Eagles, and they're with all the injuries they had, but they put them out of their misery, and they blew them out from the opening kick, literally. Um, so Sam Darnold is the key.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Um, Obviously, the games Darnold has been inconsistent, has been, um, like you said, seeing ghosts. They haven't played well, and so that wouldn't be a surprise. Um, I guess to kind of see that in this high pressure moment, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I've enjoyed watching these two teams go at it all year, and I'm glad that they're back in the NFC Championship game.
Let me just say, when they played that second game, I said I need to see a third one.
Yeah,
We got
absolutely.
it. We got number three, and so
Yep.
this is the de facto Super Bowl for me. The winner of this game, I think, is going to win the Super Bowl. And sometimes it's like that, you know.
Yeah.
Like you have teams that are just this is just the best team, and
Yeah.
so I think that's what's going to happen. And so Super Bowl winner, in my opinion, will be an NFC West team, either the Rams or the Seahawks. But go ahead.
My key, I think, is going to be the Rams defense.
Yeah.
Uh, you understand, we all know what the Rams offense is. They average 30, almost 31 points per game, um, scored a bunch of touchdowns. I mean, red zone efficiency. We understand what the Rams offense will give you. But the Rams defense is a question mark because it's noticeably worse than Seattle's defense. They're
Hmm.
giving up 20 points per game in a season. Um, I struggle to see a scenario where they can stop all of Seattle's offense. Um, Something's got to give, whether it's JSN over the top, whether it's the two backs coming out of the backfield, or whether it's Darnold just being able. Oh, it's just one.
Charbonnet's out for the season towards ACL.
It tears ACL. That's right. Um, Thank you for reminding me of that because I think that's going to be a factor. I mean, obviously, K9 is still incredible. I mean, he
Yeah.
doesn't really need much help. But still, that two back combo was rough for the Rams in those games. Now it's just one, so maybe that'll be able to kind of help the Rams hone in on one aspect of defense. Uh,
Yeah.
I just don't know if they're strong enough. But I think that's the key. The Rams can get stops. If you can make Darnold uncomfortable, if you can try and limit Kenneth Walker to maybe under 100 yards, maybe they have a shot. Um, but I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough. Seattle's been incredible at home. Um,
Yeah.
51 total touchdowns. I mean, Seattle's offense is just, I think they're scoring 29 a game, similar to the Patriots. Um, it's going to be a tough game for the Rams.
Yeah. We gave our two keys. Um, I think we can see a defensive performance from the Rams, like last week. Cam Curl on the on the post game right after the game was mentioning Arkansas's very own, by the way. Shout out Cam Curl. Uh, he said that they heard that people have been talking about their defense, and they wanted to step up. Because at one point during the season, the Rams did have a really good offense. They were holding people, and the latter half of the season, it kind of waned a little bit. But um, I think we can see a Rams defense that's locked in. Let's be honest. If you're not locked in the AFC and NFC Championship game, then you don't deserve to go to the Super Bowl. That's
Yeah,
just that.
for sure.
Um, and so I think last week's game really helped the Rams more than the Seahawks game helped them. Just blowing out the 49ers, like You know,
We knew that was
or it just could be a situation where, like the Eagles last year, they blew out everybody and they were just the best team. But as far as taking your previous matchup into the next, as far as momentum and good things that you need to happen to carry over into the next game, I think it really helps the Rams being on the road, going against a semi-explosive offense in Chicago that has weapons, has a pretty good quarterback, things like that. Um, it's good that they're not going to be in cold. That's going to be a positive for the Rams for sure. I mean, it's winter time, but still, like, um,
won't be as cold as
well,
Chicago.
definitely won't be as cold as Chicago, especially now. But I think that benefits uh everybody on that Rams team. Now, especially the Rams offense, I think that's going to help it. They were just cold, I think. And when you're not used to elements, sometimes the offense can wane. And um, McVay said that, he didn't call a good game. Stafford said he didn't have a good game. Um, I think that the X factor, the key, I said was Darnold, but the X factor is Matt Stafford. He's the MVP, and I think we're gonna see an MVP performance from him. Obviously, Seattle's defense is good. They could potentially pick them off. They could get some sacks, but it's just those moments, and we saw it with Brady, on the tail end of his career, those moments where you needed a pass, you needed a drive, and I think that's what we're going to see from Stafford. Who's the X factor for you for this game?
And as you were talking, I really just thought of it. As I was kind of thinking back over the Rams season, I think mine is Sean McVay. Um, One of the NFL's most respected offensive minds, especially in the last 5 to 10 years. He has been able to have high level play calling, been extremely efficient. Um, I just fear he's been a little too predictable.
Hmm.
Um, he's kind of done the same thing, and it's working. Um, I just he does something that aggravates me personally. Whenever there's a short yardage situation, he goes long, and I get it. You're trying to catch the defense offside, or trying to catch the defense, I guess, off balance, off cue, whatever. Um, but sometimes, if it's 3rd and 1, if it's 2nd and 2, just get the first down.
Yeah,
And it's that type of greed that has gotten them this far, and that's worked. But I fear if you don't take your chances and play situational football against the Seattle defense, you may struggle. Um, but I also just think McVay, he's been him and Stafford's connection is incredible.
it
You
is.
can
It
see
really
that
is.
seeing that throughout the season. Um, you've seen the success that they've had in the red zone specifically. I mean, their efficiency has been incredible. Whether it's Stafford going to Devontae Adams or Parkinson or Kyron Williams just being able to muscle his way in. I think his play calling has been good, but this is the game I think he has to specifically be on point. He can't have any mistakes. Play calling. Try and conserve your timeouts as much as possible. So those long play calls, you got to get them in.
Yeah.
And Stafford on the sideline, like get the play.
Right.
So I think it's McVay. If he can call a great game, if he can put Stafford and that offense in the right positions against one of the best defenses in the league, best defense in the NFC, um, I think the Rams will win it.
Yeah, I think another key is going to be the backfields of these two teams. Like we mentioned, both of these teams had two backs, but with Charbonnet being out. Obviously they'll bring up somebody's who I don't know who the third string is.
Yeah.
Um, but Ken Walker, obviously, he can't do it by himself. He's going to need somebody to spell him. But the Rams backfield, they have two backs, Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, and um, we've seen the Rams kind of go away from the run a little bit. Obviously, when you have an MVP quarterback and you have Puka Nacua and Devontae and the weapons that they have, you want to throw the ball, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, but I think we could see a situation to where the run game for the Rams is is a key. Is definitely a key because you want to take away Puka, you want to take away Devontae, and they Seahawks, may not necessarily be keying on the run as much, and so that could be something that we see. It's something that you know I'd like to see. The the Rams aren't necessarily a running team, but you switch up the
Yeah.
game plan. It's all about coaching, like you said, and Sean McVay. Seeing what the Seahawks do well and kind of going and doing something different with the game plan. So um, I think we see some runs from Shaheed. I think we see some end arounds. Just trying to get Shaheed out in space. Obviously, we know he's a dynamic returner and wide receiver. He could break the game open in a second, in a moment. We saw that last week. We saw that in the game that the Seahawks won. He had a long return at that game. I think that was like literally maybe like first game, second game of his or something like that after
Yep.
the trade.
Yep.
Um, but he's going to be a factor as well, just with his dynamic play. So uh, it's we got players all over the field, man. JSN, this is his moment. Um, being the best receiver there. Cooper Cup going against his former team for the NFC Championship game. We could see a game from him. Like we got players all over the field that could do really, really big things. DeMarcus Lawrence, former Cowboy, his first NFC Championship game. I know he's so excited just being in this situation and being in this moment. After failing to do so with the Cowboys and then talking in the offseason talking about the Cowboys and how everything is and him being a leader of this defense. I'm proud of him and I'm excited for him for sure. Jared Verse has an opportunity to wreck the game for Darnold. We know that he's dynamic on the defensive line for the Rams. Um, it's just this is a star-laden game, and I think that's why it's in prime time. It's the definitely the most exciting game that I'm looking forward to watching more than any. Like I said, this is the de facto Super Bowl. So whoever
Yeah.
wins this is, in my opinion, is winning the Super Bowl. So this is like the Super Bowl for me. So
Right.
um, really, really great game. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. It's going to be one to see. I don't know if it'll be able to live up to the overtime game, but this one,
Hopefully
this
so.
this one has more higher stakes. So I think it'll be a tight game, a balanced game. Um, yeah. Do you have a prediction?
One more thing. I just think this is it's an important game, like for a lot of people. And
Yeah.
obviously, we watch first things first, and they were talking about who it's important for and things like that. Like Stafford. you know, um, this could be his Hall of Fame game. Putting him in the Hall of Fame
Yep.
gets another Super Bowl, gets an MVP. Historically, this puts him in the hierarchy for one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL. Clint Kubiak is an offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. A lot of people are looking at him. Honestly, I believe that the Bills are looking at him, which is why they haven't hired a coach yet. I think they're looking at him to be their coach, just to pair with Josh Allen, get him an offensive guy in the fold there to kind of not rein Josh in, but just kind of
Give a different
get,
dynamic to the
yeah,
offense.
Yeah, and get them over the hump with McDermott being fired and getting uh being a defensive guy. But it's an important game for everybody. Prediction, I think this is going to be a high scoring game in contrast to the AFC Championship. Um, these defenses could, you know, stop each other. See, especially with the Seahawks, Rams could put Darnold in a chokehold like they did last time. But um, I see this being high scoring. Um, first to 30 wins it. So I'm gonna say um 33-27 Rams with a again a late interception by Sam Darnold to seal it. So 2 minute drill like Chicago. Um Seahawks need a drive and um Darnold throws a pick to end it 33-27 Rams.
33-27 Rams. Wow. Um, I've gone back and forth. I've gone back and forth on this.
Yeah.
Um, but I was
It's
just
one of those games.
it is. It is. It could go either way. Coin flip. Um, I've analyzed both of the regular season games that they played. Um, and I think, like you said, the key really those games was Sam Darnold. One game he was awful. Rams won. Next game he was incredible. Seahawks won. So it really does depend on him. I gotta go with the famous saying, "Defense wins championships." I'm gonna go Seattle. Um,
Ooh.
I agree. I think it is gonna be pretty high scoring. I think it's gonna be a tight game though. I'll go Seattle 30, Rams 27.
Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be good.
Yep,
That's gonna be good.
excited.
Yeah, so let us know down in the comment section what you think the NFC Championship game, Rams versus Seahawks. Who is going to the Super Bowl? Will it be the Patriots and their new new team with Vrabel, up and coming superstar Drake May? Will the backup quarterback do it again for another team like Nick Foles did? Um, will Sam Darnold go from a journeyman to a Super Bowl participant, or will Sean McVay, Matt Stafford get to another Super Bowl and stake their claim as one of the best teams um, this decade? And so let us know who you got in the comments, who's going to Super Bowl, I don't know, Super Bowl 50, whatever, 40, whatever, I don't know, in San Francisco. Um, Bad Bunny, man. Man, okay. Um, yeah, let us know down in the comment section. We'll be definitely chopping up with you guys. Give us your score predictions of these games. We'll like the video, comment, subscribe. Jeremiah, before we get out of here, let's talk about some coaches. We've seen some coaches be hired. We've seen some defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators go to some teams. Um, and I mean, a lot of these teams have kind of gotten their guys before the season even ends. And sometimes that is rare. Sometimes these coaching hires drag into the offseason. And so obviously it will for some of these teams because not everybody has gotten a new coach yet. But we have seen some teams. And so um, John Harbaugh, um, is it John or
Here's John. Yeah.
John Harbaugh to the Giants? What has been in your opinion, the best hire for that you've seen thus far with the coaches? And you can give your worst as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely go best gotta be Stefanski for the Falcon hot site. Um, No, that's the worst one. Stefanski going to the Falcons. Um, I'm just tired of hearing two-time coach of the year. Who cares? He hasn't done anything.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
And he's. I think he's supposed to bring Jim Schwartz with him on defense. That's the worst one. Um, Best one. Um,
And maybe the best one hasn't come yet. I don't know.
maybe it hasn't. We still have time. I'll go McCarthy to the Steelers. Um, I think
That's a troll too, right?
no, that's the best one. I think that's the best one.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Okay, tell me why, because I don't see that. I don't see it at all.
I think that culture is going to be perfect for Mike. He's from Pittsburgh. If Rodgers can stay another year, get his guy back from all those years ago, that Super Bowl win. Um, Experienced coach. I think good play caller with a very good roster. Um,
Yeah.
I just like that one the best. I don't know. I don't think Harbaugh is the right guy for the up and coming young roster for the Giants. Stefanski's terrible. What just Jeff Haley for the Dolphins?
Halfley.
Halfley, yes.
Did they make him head coach or defensive coordinator?
I think they made him head coach because he was defensive coordinator for the Packers.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I don't see that really going anywhere. Um, Robert Saleh for what the Titans,
Yep.
a good defensive mind. Again, I don't see that going anywhere. So as of now, I've got McCarthy as the best one. That could definitely change depending on what happens with these, I guess, next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But I mentioned this to you before. I think we are on the phone or something. But I can see a lot of these coaches being gone after this next. So I don't see a lot of these working out, but could be wrong. We'll see.
Yeah. Um, so I don't think we've seen the best yet. If Clint Kubiak goes to the Bills, I think that will be the best.
I'd
Um,
agree with that.
just because Josh Allen needs an offensive guy
Yeah,
to kind of, and Joe Brady was a cool offensive coordinator, but I don't think he was the right guy um for Josh Allen anyway. Um, but so far, excuse me, I think I think the best so far is Harbaugh to the Giants. He's gonna. I think that team is set, and I think that's why he went there. The You got Scatterboo and you got Neighbors. I guess these guys are coming off injuries, which could change things. But in the press conference, Harbaugh was elated about Jackson Dart. And and I said it early when Jackson Dart had his first game. Team is set, and I think they got potential to be good.
yeah,
And the only thing they haven't had is coaching. Literally, Harbaugh's a good coach. Um, I think he can handle the spotlight of New York. With him being a big name, I mean he's not gonna fold in the pressure of MetLife Stadium and the big city of New York. Um, he's had a star, an MVP in Lamar, so he knows how to handle star players.
yeah,
Um, his team can be dynamic and explosive with Jackson Dart, Scatterboo, and Malik Neighbors, and so I think that's why it's the best hire. Not necessarily just because he's gonna change things, but just because the team is kind of they already have a path.
yeah,
So I think that's why it's the best. Um, and the worst is Miami. Miami's on they're on Arch Watch or whoever the next quarterback is. They're not going to be good.
yeah,
They're probably getting rid of Tua. Gonna probably trade Jalen Waddle and Tyreek. The defense wasn't good already, so maybe maybe that's why they brought him in. But still, they don't have much to offer. AFC East is either the Patriots or the Bills. Miami
Yeah.
wasn't going to be in the running for that anyway. So I see, like you said, I see him being fired after 2 years, whatever, maybe after next year. Um, depending on who they draft. But I think they're going to be the worst team in the league, Miami, and I think that's the worst hire. I think Stefanski can do pretty well with the offense. They may do something different at quarterback, maybe, but Stefanski's a decent offensive guy, and if he doesn't get in his own way, I don't know. Cleveland is just such a piss poor organization. I don't know if it was him or if it was the higher ups that were making everything so crazy with all their quarterbacks and all the offense and defense and how good or bad it was. So I think in a new situation he can be okay. Obviously you have Bajan. That's going to be important, putting him in the right situation. So I wouldn't say it's the worst. I would say it's in the middle, but that's my best and worst.
Let me ask you this: if you're the Ravens and the Bills,
Hmm.
obviously you have star quarterbacks. What you mentioned a little bit with the Bills and Kubiak. What do you think these organizations are looking for in terms of a head coach?
I think it varies. Some guys, some teams want the new up and coming guy that hasn't had coaching experience. Other teams want um proven coaches that have won. I think that's what we saw in the Giants. They wanted a guy that's stable and can win and is smart. Now the Giants have had bad coaches in the past, just guys that just did dumb stuff. Um, Dayball, Joe Judge, um, who who was the coach? Who was the coach of the Giants this past year? I don't even know. Like I couldn't tell you. That's
Did Garrett
how
for a year there, or am I tripping?
who?
Was Jason Garrett there for a year, or no? Am I making that up?
Why do I feel like he was?
Was he an OC? Or I feel like he was there.
No, I want to say he was a head coach there. I don't know. I feel like he was. I don't know.
He was
For what, 2 years?
just
Anyway,
one, just one
ju-
season,
one season, yeah. Um,
but that was 4 years ago.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I mean, they just needed a coach that could help coach them, coach the young guys, and
Yeah,
and develop him. And I think we've seen him do that. He's a winner. He's a good coach. So I think they just wanted somebody like Coughlin, somebody experienced who knows what they're doing, who could get some toughness out of his guys. And I'm interested to see if Tomlin coaches. I don't think he will. It seems like he's going to be on TV or just taking a year. But yeah, I mean, we saw the Ravens take Mentor, who was with the organization previously, but never been a head coach. So um, it just depends, you know. Every organization is different. I really like the coordinator moves that we've seen.
agreed.
Um,
Those have been better than the head coach moves, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah. My teams, I feel like, have really done very, very well. Chiefs getting rid of Matt Nagy finally. getting Eric Bieniemy back. I've been saying ever since he left, our offense just hasn't been the same.
Never.
And
Yeah.
ironically, he was with Chicago, and I didn't even know he was the running back coach for the Chicago Bears, and we saw the running game for Chicago just bloom and be very dynamic with Swift and Monangai, and we saw the offensive line just giving those guys holes. And um, the Chiefs haven't been a good running team since he left, also. So I'm so very excited to for my Chiefs to get our offense back to where it should be with Mahomes and these wide receivers. We fired our wide receivers coach. We had weapons and we just weren't using them well. And we got an experienced wide receiver coach. Um, of course, Spagnolo is still there. Travis Kelsey's probably coming back now that Bieniemy's back. Obviously, Mahomes has to get healthy and get back to shape and form. But I'm excited about Bieniemy coming back, helping our run game. Because we're gonna need a run game. As
Yeah.
Mahomes is gonna be out. I'm curious to see if we draft a quarterback. We need a new backup. So that's another conversation for another episode. But
Yeah.
my Cowboys getting a defensive coordinator. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy, Jeremiah. I'm so happy, and I'm obviously this guy is he's new. He's never been a defensive coordinator before. Christian Parker of the Eagles. But he's won a Super Bowl. He's been under Vic Fangio, and every team that he's been on, saying that this guy is amazing. Justin Simmons gave him his praises, saying that this guy is amazing. He's going to do well wherever he goes. Obviously, the Eagles and their defense has been the mainstay for this team on their Super Bowl runs, and he's been a part of that. Being a defensive backs coach, and honestly, Cowboys secondary is going to be very, very important. We don't have Micah anymore, obviously.
Yeah.
And so our secondary is going to be very, very important to our success as a defense. Getting new safeties, new corners, we need all of that. And so um, I'm I'm so happy that the Cowboys are making good decisions in their coaching finally with started with Shoddy, him doing a decent job there. Now we're finally getting a defensive guy, a young defensive guy that can hopefully we can have for a few years and not get plucked off to be a head coach somewhere else. Hopefully, we'll see. But being a black guy too, like I'm so excited about those. And there have been some other offensive coordinators and defensive coordinator moves and things like that. But for those two specifically, just man, it put us in good situations, and maybe one year we can get a Chiefs Cowboys Super Bowl. That would just be fantastic. And we know that Thanksgiving game, what happened, and that game was just incredible. So if we could see that in a Super Bowl, I would just be so happy. Oh man, but yeah, go ahead. I'm off my tangent.
So speaking of your teams and their lack of success this
This
season,
season, yeah,
um, let me just end the episode saying today is a special day.
yeah,
Um, it is the host JD's birthday today. Um, as we're recording this, you guys will see it sometime soon, hopefully. But just want to say happy birthday to you. Hopefully, your teams can have some better success next season uh,
yeah.
and not push you through so much disappointment. But yeah, hope the year and the day treats you well and more blessings to you.
Man, I appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. 35 is weird to say. But I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a great year. Great year for me, personally, a great year sports wise. So yeah, I appreciate you, man. Love you.
Sir, love you too.
With that being said, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna watch these games. AFC Championship, 3 o'clock as we were recording this. NFC game, what, 6:30, I want to say.
Yep.
So definitely looking forward to that night game. We're gonna get some food in us, gonna watch these games. But yeah, definitely let us know down in the comment section what your team has done as far as coaches. Are they keeping the same guys? Did they bring in anybody new? Let us know if you're excited or disappointed in those hires. We're definitely gonna be chopping it up with you guys down in the comment section and on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us at um Noble Mash on Instagram. Jeremiah, your Instagram was Jeremiah Noble. Yeah, I
Jeremy
don't.
Noble 5. I think that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. And on Twitter, X at TSPJDN. Definitely hit us up on our socials. Definitely talking about everything there as well. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. We love you guys. And until next time, peace.
Peace, y'all.
Bye, mom. Love you.